wanted to respond to a meme, or a few of them, but most specifically one that I saw on Facebook. This meme is a police officer pulling a guy over, and the guy is getting his paperwork. And while the guy's getting his paperwork, the police officer is got his hand on his gun. And the caption under the picture says something along the lines of, he's just getting his paperwork. Why are we so ready to kill people? Okay. One thing I've noticed, okay, in my friends list being split between, Black Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter, even out of all of my friends that are on the Black Lives Matter end of it, and are definitely kind of being particularly critical of the police, the only ones that are sharing things like this, that are over critiques of police procedure, are people that, to my knowledge, have not been involved in violence or been around the criminal element at all. And I find that interesting, that even people who take that stance, if they've seen violence and stuff, they're not posting those things. They're calling for reform. They're calling, things like that, but they're not calling to disband the police, and they're not critiquing them to the point where, when the officer's dealing with a situation where the scenario actually happens a lot, that somebody has a weapon in their paperwork, that they can very, very quickly have it turn on them, and they have no idea who's a good person and who's not. They obviously haven't ran this guy's ID. They haven't run his registration. This guy could have stolen the car of somebody, tossed the owner in the trunk, and be ready to kill the cop, and probably have a stray bullet hit that cameraman who took the picture, right? You want that cop to be ready, in that type of situation. So the people that are posting that particular thing, that's an over critique. You don't know what you're talking about. If you've addressed tactics or violence or anything like that in any way, you don't know that every person you're dealing with isn't going to turn around and knife you. That's one thing that we cannot deny about the police officers' jobs, is that we don't have they have to worry about that with everybody they pull over. And I'm not saying that he wouldn't be a decent idea to entertain of de-escalating by not putting your hand on the firearm, but at the same time, until you know the situation and you have it controlled and buttoned down, I don't blame him for having his hand on his gun. I've done executive protection training. I've been a lifelong martial artist. I've been on the other side of, the law a little bit, not a lot. And then I've also worked with police officers in regards to search parties and things like that. So I've seen both sides of it. And that's my opinion. Anyone who's posting that, and yes, if you're on my friends list and you did it, I'm talking about you. I'm sorry. But you need to rethink that. What things are you posting just to get at police? Because, understandably so, you're fired up about the way things are. You need to also be able to look at it for what it actually is. And that particular thing is something that it really bothers me, because it's completely understandable, and it's, tactically speaking, it's the right way to be, and you have to be that way. But that is the cops doing something that is fine, that is right, is now being critiqued as a result of all this other stuff. Yeah. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. I'm going to put another video out soon about what I think would help the current situation from my standpoint. Have a good day, everybody.